Hi, it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media here at Breakbulk Europe in Rotterdam. And we have just finished a session on the future of project logistics. And here with me is one of the panelists, Andreas from SMS Group. Welcome.
Welcome, Leslie. Nice to be here. And maybe I should introduce myself.
I wish you would. Yeah, tell us a little bit about what you do and certainly about SMS.
Okay, I'm the head of logistics in the SMS Group. have the global responsibility for the logistics worldwide. We are making steel plants and also machines for the steel industry, where you can presses or mills, whatever. And we are really a global player. We are a family-owned German company.
Oh,
that's very interesting. And we have the biggest challenge at the moment we are facing. We got a really big order for the first green steel plant in Germany, and that's also very interesting for logistics.
Absolutely. So tell us, what does that mean, a green steel plant?
So normally, steel making is you're using coal or natural gas.
Not good.
You can remember in the past all the black smoke about the steel cities like Pittsburgh, for example. But now we are using hydrogen to produce steel. That makes people reduce the emissions at a very low level.
And how are you producing the hydrogen?
The hydrogen, especially in Germany, there are a lot of projects in common who will hydrogen produced by different companies here in Germany with power from windmills, for example. So if you go to Germany, you see a lot of windmills for sure, and that's the next step. It's really a different topic because we need a lot of hydrogen in the future, and to produce all this hydrogen, we need a lot of power for sure. And in Germany, everything is changing to green energy at the moment. There's a lot of discussion about this topic, but at the end, we all have to change because our resources are limited. So in the future, we have to think about different energy sources like oil or something else. We have to replace them with green energy.
Right, and that's a huge undertaking.
Sure.
And tell me, in your role when you're looking at logistics, and we use the term green logistics, what does that mean?
That means we have to reduce our emissions in logistics. How can we do that? How can we achieve that? So we can, for example, use alternative transports like, we have vessels. They are using natural gas. That will also reduce. We have to optimize our transport concepts. So maybe shorter routes. We have to look that maybe our suppliers are near the site, near the customer. So we have shorter routes. That's the ways we can reduce our emissions. But first we have to measure our emissions. Otherwise you need some KPIs to know how big are your emissions, and then the next step you can make can try to reduce your emissions. If you make an inquiry to our logistics service providers and don't only ask for a good price, you only have to ask how big are the emissions for your transport concept. And that's the way it will work in the future.
All right, okay. And is there a standard way to measure emissions in your business?
Not really at the moment, not yet, because we are talking only about the carbon footprint. That means how many carbon will be create with our transport. But I think there will a lot of other KPIs in the future. Especially, we will get a lot of regulations from the European Union. There will be a lot of new laws in the future. We have to report our emissions in the future, and that all will have a big impact in logistics. And therefore, we have to start now to think about sustainability in logistics. Otherwise, it could be we have to hurry up at the end, and it could be very difficult and cost for sure a lot of money. So more sustainability doesn't mean it must be more expensive, by the way. If I are able to optimize my routes, so maybe I can also save money.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right. Now, is this an undertaking that you do alone as a company, or is there a consortium? Is there any kind of industry body where you think this emissions, how to measure this standardization might occur?
Yes, especially in the European Union, I think we all facing the same topics at the moment. Also, our service providers logistic service providers are facing these problems because all the big companies in Germany have already now to report their emissions. Okay. So, but in the next year, these reports will be more detailed. It will be also for smaller companies important to report the emissions. So I think it will be the biggest topic for us in the next 10 years.
All right. Any other challenges you're facing?
Yeah, we had a lot due to COVID, due to the COVID pandemic. Logistics was a big mess. We had a lot of disruptions in supply chain. One container from China cost $15,000, like he was made from gold. I don't know why he was so expensive at this time. Now the prices are going down for sure, but we still have problems to get the right equipment on the same time, the right containers on the same time. It seems that ship owners reducing their fleets, so I don't know, at the moment it's still difficult for us to handle, but for sure much better than during the Corona pandemic.
Okay.
But it shows how difficult it is, or how big the impact can be from such things like Corona panic. Ukraine war was also, or is still, a topic for us, and
Absolutely.
we don't know what will be the next.
Right.
So also, and that's a topic for digitalization. So we can maybe with the data from the past, we can try to make a risk assessment for our transport. So we can say, okay, when that will happen, what can I do then? And we can think in advance so that we have the possibility to react. So during the COVID, it was a big mess. So because
right. Well, hopefully we all can learn from that. Right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Andreas, it's been wonderful to talk to you.
Yes.
Lots of information.
It was great to meet you. Thank you for the first time.
And before I let you go, tell me your impression of the event.
Oh, the event is great. I think this is the biggest event ever. I never saw so many exhibitors here. At this time I met so many people. It's very interesting for me, and it's also good to see some new logistic forwarders here, especially for project logistic, and it's really well organized, everything, so I'm really happy to be here, and it was a really good day for me. I got a lot of new information here. It's really very impressive what you have done here in Europe with the Breakbulk.
Oh, well, thank you so much, and we appreciate your participation.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay.